Tesla is hitting a new record high, surging 9% today for its best day since March and closing in on $1,000 a share.
Following their better than expected Q3 results. And then Hertz, a few months out of bankruptcy, said it's going to order 100,000 Teslas and develop its own charger network. And you'll be able to get a Model 3 at airports in major U.S. markets and across Europe.
And even another news item that was out that I guess that the Model 3 was the best-selling car in Europe last month, perhaps, or maybe year to date, best-selling model. So basically, it all kind of comes together as the stuff that Tesla bulls always expected would happen seems to be happening slightly more quickly than maybe we anticipated. The quarter that they reported was a good one, but not particularly surprising in terms of volumes. Good, on the margin side. But now it's much more about the big picture. March to wherever it's going to go. It's already, I think the fifth biggest market cap in the S&P, 2% of the index. It hit 900 in January. I think that's kind of something people forget. It had this huge run and then chopped around down below 700, 600 for a while, and on an incredible ramp here. Yet again, you can talk valuation, you can talk whatever you want. It's just the news flow is working in the direction of the side of this market that's most energized, which is it's going to the moon side, and the options flows and all the other stuff that fits together with that.
Hey, Carl, this is a deal that is sending shares of both Tesla and Hertz higher this morning, both of them getting a nice little pop higher, although you could make the argument that Tesla also moving higher because of a note from Adam Jonas at Morgan Stanley. We'll talk about that in a little bit. With regard to this Hertz deal, this is a significant one that was announced today by the company. Interim CEO Mark Fields, who we know very well, former CEO at Ford, company is going to be purchasing 100,000 Tesla Model 3s. Those purchases, total value of about $4.2 billion. So this is what it's going to mean in the future if you're a Hertz customer and you go to rent a Model 3. They will have them in stock later next year. That is the expectation. 100,000 is how many are being ordered. There will be dedicated service and a dedicated rental service for those who order a Tesla. And also the people who are going to be renting a Model 3 will have access to the Tesla Supercharger network. That's one reason why shares of Tesla moving higher today. Another reason, a note from Adam Jonas at Morgan Stanley. He is raising the price target up to $1,200 a share. It's closing in now, $975, closing in on $1,000 a share. In his note, Adam Jonas basically says, look, we're going to see much faster growth than we were expecting. He says the Tesla you'll see over the next 12 to 18 months would demonstrate the capabilities of the trillion-dollar Tesla. Along those lines, he is raising his expectation for how many Teslas will be delivered by 2030. Previously, it was at 5.8 million. He says it's going to be 8.1 million by 2030. And that means an annual increase in sales, Morgan, of what was 23% before from Adam Jonas. He says it's going to be closer to 28%. So that's one indication of the bullish sentiment that is out on Wall Street right now. Not a surprise. We've heard from Adam Jonas in the last week. He is basically said after this last quarter from Tesla, a lot of things to like with this company right now.
Tesla is hitting a new record high, surging 9% today for its best day since March and closing in on $1,000 a share. Here's the headline. That makes it a $1 trillion market cap. We're just below that level. And the trading session right now, it's at 991. What's happened today? Bullish news from Hertz, overshadowing some setbacks on the full self-driving ambitions that Tesla also harbors. Phil LeBeau is here to break it all down for us. And Phil, to my memory, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't we only pass above $900 billion on Friday?
I think so, Kelly. It has happened very quickly. And the $1 trillion market cap, it briefly pierced through that level. So it had a $1 trillion market cap very briefly, pulled back a little bit. Look, it's whether it happens at the close today and it finishes above $1 trillion. We're talking about a company with $1 trillion market cap, essentially.
And it really seems, whether you look at the proportion of EV sales in China, what's been going on in Europe,
right?
They're not, if you look back at when the stock really started to take off, it was after the latest earnings report. I mean, there was a lot of good news in that report for Tesla.
Fantastic news. If you are a Tesla investor, if you're a Tesla bull, the last month has been great for you. You had better than expected deliveries in the third quarter. Your Q3 earnings blew away estimates. And now you have analysts like Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley saying, hey, look, forget about $1,000 a share. Make it $1,200 a share. And there are others who think it'll go much higher than that. So at least in the near term, you've got a clear runway here. If you look at shares of Tesla, it doesn't mean that they're going to continue going higher, but a lot of good news in the last month, and many believe it continues for a while.
Yeah, and to Phil's point, Adam Jonas of Morgan Stanley this morning put out a note on Tesla, raising his price target to $1,200 and saying that doesn't even imply any autonomy. So putting that to the side, even a constrained China, and even implying roughly half the company's growth target. So you can imagine those who are bullish on all three of those would see something even much higher. Phil,
and then you get Hertz.
Yes. And listen, there's a lot of people who wouldn't mind testing out whether they would like an EV. We're doing so in the rental space.